Hello everyone, it's Carrie at Inky Bee Journals and Ephemera. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new to my channel, hello and welcome to you. And welcome to those of you who have been here before. I really do appreciate you returning. Thank you everybody for choosing to spend a portion of your day with me. I really do appreciate it. Now, before I get into today's video, for those of you who are new to the channel, if you can hear a whirring sound in the background, I do apologise. I have my air conditioner running in the room and it is in quite close proximity to my table, but I do need it running because it's quite cold where I live here in Australia at the moment. So I hope it's not too distracting for you. Okay, so today I thought we would make some easy belly bands. You could alternatively use these as bookmarks if that's what you prefer. I will be putting these in two playlists. One will be titled Ephemera Ideas and the other one will be titled Scrap Buster Ideas. I will link those two playlists in the description box below. You just need to scroll all the way down to the bottom and the links for those playlists will be in the bottom there. Okay, and the links for anything else that I use today that I can get links for will be in the description box below as well. So what you will be needing is some scraps, because this is a scrap buster, but it's also a good mass make. And you could sit down in front of the TV and do this if you like, or while you're sitting there listening to some music or something. Okay, so you will need some scrap cardstock and whatever you choose to use as your decorative part. So I've been using lace. You can use scrapbook paper, you can use some decorative digital leftover pieces. You could use ribbon, you can use a little bit of fancy type of twine, or you can even add some decorative pieces of ephemera, so labels or images or anything like that. You can also use some bits of fabric if that's what you have available. So without further ado, let's get started. Oh, sorry, the other thing you will need is some glue, preferably something that dries clear and something that if you're using fabric or you're using lace or you're using ribbon or anything like that, then you need to have something that is suitable for gluing those things, so preferably a fabric glue. Okay, you will also need, if you want to do some wiggly edges like I've got, you might need some fancy scissors like these. I will link somewhere where you can buy a set of these that come with different edges that you can, decorative edges that you can use, decal edges. I will also suggest, if you want to get yourself something like this. Now this is a little made of silicone and it's just a little craft spatula, which can be handy if you're using hot glue so you don't burn yourself to press something down. But it's also handy if you're using glue on things like lace, because you can press it down without getting it stuck all over your fingers. So there's a just a little tip for you. Okay, so we'll move these aside and we'll get started. So this is just a quick journal that I will show you an idea of these. So as a belly band, if you haven't seen them before, you would normally glue at the top and the bottom, and you would glue them down to your page like that, and then you might have a piece of ephemera which you would then slide in under like that and to hold it in. But you don't have to have them in the vertical position like that. You can actually, if you have shorter pieces, you can turn them this way to the horizontal position, glue at the sides, and then you would place something down like that in your page. So that's the idea of them. However, as I said, you can use these as a bookmark if you prefer. So I just have my little Be Happy plate here, and I've got some bits of lace and some bits of cardstock scraps that I'll be using, and I don't know if we'll get them all done, but we'll make a start on these. So I am just going to glue this bit of lace straight down onto this piece of cardstock. Now you may want to cut your pieces to a specific width. I am just using scraps, so I'll just use the scrap as it is, and if I need to cut it down, I will cut it down. I'm just picking off some of this, some of the glue that's left on the edge of this paper. Now, I will use some of my glue pages, and just so I'm not gluing directly on my grid mat here. And all I'm going to do is glue this piece of lace straight down to this piece of cardstock, just like that. So the easiest way to do this, I'll just grab my glue, and I am just going to give it a second to come down to the nozzle, and I am just going to run my glue all the way along the edge, on all four sides, and I'm just going to zigzag all the way down the middle, and then do lines up and down. That will just give it just enough glue to hold the lace down, and then we just glue that bit of lace down, and we use, this is where I use this so I don't get too much glue all over my fingers. Just like that. And then when you turn it over, if you have a little bit of overhang, just grab some scissors. I'm just using a pair of scissors that I keep just for my lace and ribbon. I'll just cut those little pieces off just at the ends. I'm not worrying about the bits that are at the side. And these little bits can be discarded. If they're bigger bits, you might want to keep them. Bigger pieces like I have here, some of these are big enough to use as little embellishments on clusters and things. So there's one completed. So we have this one. Now this is quite a bit wider than I need, so I will actually end up cutting this piece down, but this piece of lace is long enough to fit on here. So what I will do is I will use my fancy scissors to cut along one edge, just to give it a little bit of a scalloped edge. And then I get this done, we'll move to the next step. Right, so that can go in the rubbish. Then I'll turn this round. I'll decide how close to that scallop edge I want, and I think I'll go out just a little bit, about there. So I will actually glue a little bit away from that edge, that scallop edge, all the way down, and then I'll glue all the way down about the same width as the lace, and just do a wiggle in the centre. Put the pin in the glue, and then I will just place this lace down as straight as I can manage to. Press that down. Okay, so because this is much wider than I need it to be, I'm actually just going to use my fancy scissors again, and I'm just going to cut along this edge, leaving myself a border that is about the same as what's on this side, so it looks somewhat symmetrical. Can be specific and measure if you want to, but I'm just eyeballing it. Move that piece over. So now we have that. And I'm just going to turn it over, use my scissors, cut off the excess lace at the ends, and there we have a second one. So here's another one. And I'll run that down through there, but I think I'll give it a deckled edge as well. So I'll run my scissors down the edge. Right, turn it round, check that this is still the right width, which it is. It's going to be just a nice width actually, so I will use my scissors to cut along the edge of this side. Try to keep it straight if you can. It's not always possible to be 100% straight. It's okay if you are a little bit off. You are making something handmade, so it's okay to be a little bit wonky. But if you can manage to make it straight, then it will look a bit better. Okay. So now my lace can go straight down the centre there, like that. So I'm just going to run my glue down the center. Pin back in my glue, bring in the lace, place that down as close to the center as I can. Try to keep it as even as you can with the sides, with the same width at the sides as much as you can manage to. Press that down. Right, turn it over, cut off this excess at the ends. And there we have another one. We'll do two more. So I have this piece here and this bit of black on pink, which I think looks quite good. So I will just glue that straight down the center, I think, without cutting a deckled edge. So I will grab my glue. Give it a moment to come down to the nozzle end. Glue this down. My pin back in my glue. And then glue this down properly without dropping it, Kaz. Now, if you heard me just call myself Kaz, I guess I should explain that to you. My name is actually Karen, but you know me as Carrie. Kaz is a nickname that was given to me by my family, but Carrie is the nickname that my mum gave to me when I was a very young girl. So that's where Carrie comes from. So I'm known to most people as Kaz, but to many others I'm known as Carrie. So you can call me whatever you like, as long as it's not late for dinner. Okay. Now I will just cut the excess ribbon, or excess lace I should say, from the edges. Just like that. There we have another one. And we'll do one more. And again, this is going to be a little bit wide for here. But that doesn't matter, because I will I'll cut this down, but I'll actually glue this down first. So take the pin out of my glue. Right, pin back in my glue, my lace down, press that down, okay. So now I'm just going to use my scissors and I'm just going to cut an edge about the same on the as the other side. I can never cut straight, but that's a little wider in one spot. It's not too bad. Okay, so that's all the, cut these little bits of lace off first. And that's the last one done for today. So we have made all of these ones today. So I've made these, and earlier I had made all of these ones. So I've definitely turned these into a mass make. So I had all of these made. So they're really easy to make. Have a go. I will put a link in the description box below for some glue, for a set of these deckled scissors. If I can find a link for one of these craft spatulas, I will do that. And as for the lace, anywhere where you can find craft supplies, you'll probably find lace. So you can look online, you can look in your local craft stores, have a look in your local sewing stores and see what you can come up with. I will see if I can find a link for a few different places where you might be able to find some lace. Another thing, I just thought about it, another thing you could use is washi tape. If you have some washi tape, you might be able to use some of that as part of your decorative design. So until next time, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a lovely day. Please stay safe out there, and I'll see you next time. Bye.